That's my position.
I think that's a sentiment I probably would agree with. We have this sort of nostalgic streak in us, which clearly there are major challenges ahead. And really, the sort of incremental changes, we're seeing that they're not sufficient enough. If we are to meet what we believe we should be meeting, the targets, whether it's the government setting or what we believe that will prevent or mitigate the effects of climate change, there needs to be some step changes in the way we think.
Absolutely.
And in terms of what could drive those step changes, are there sort of barriers or drivers that you see potentially that could be introduced, or maybe are indeed being introduced, but
the primary. Let's sort of pan back a bit from this, because we're starting to focus on some individual things, which is all good, but I think we need to look at it in the round in a very holistic manner. And I've written some stats down, so forgive me if I refer to my book. In essence, what we've got in the UK is a housing shortage. We've got approximately 26 million homes in the UK, and by 2010, by the end of the end of 2020, we're going to have approximately 27 million homes. Okay, so over the course of the next 10, 11, 12 years, we'll build probably 1 million new homes. If you look at the carbon footprint of the UK in general, transport accounts for 35%, which is a big old chunk. So that's the cars, the trains, the planes, etc., etc. So let's say more or less 1/3 of all our carbon emissions or greenhouse gas emissions, and it's not just carbon, it's methane and all the other things, 1/3 goes to transport. 1% comes from agriculture, which amazes me, because I think, my God, without agriculture none of us would eat, but hey, 1% of it comes from them in terms of carbon footprint. Domestic, i.e. houses, produce 29% approximately. Now people argue about these figures, it's more or less right. These figures are from 2000, so they're slightly out of date. Commercial and public buildings, another 13%, so the building we're in today, being an educational establishment, comes into that category. Industrial buildings are 4%, and then all the industrial processes in the UK are 18%. So everything we eat and everything we wear, buy, etc., accounts for less than 20%. Add up all the buildings, and it's 46% of the UK's carbon dioxide footprint comes from the built environment. So that's why this is where we need to focus, fundamentally. And out of the 46%, so to take those buildings, 63% of the CO2 comes from domestic, 28% from commercial, and again 9% from industrial. So again, all these facts tell you that actually it's the domestic market is basically, with the exception of transport, the single biggest contributor to carbon dioxide emissions in the UK, which is why homes, retrofit, new build, zero carbon is such a big issue in our industry at the moment. Having said that, and here's the rub, only between now and 2020, if you take all that domestic CO2 emissions, less than 1% is going to come from new build. The other 98, 99% is going to come from the existing housing stock. That is to say that the homes that you and I and everyone watching this live in right now. Now, what you can do very easily with a new product, be it Rural Z or any other type of kit home or whatever the case may be, is you can build all that technology in at the production end, at the design stage. What is difficult, and this is what we as an industry and we as a country frankly have to grapple with very quickly, in my opinion, is how do we convert the existing housing stock that is by far and away where the problem is, the biggest problem, how do we convert that to low carbon? How do we lower the carbon emissions of those properties? And that's what both my space and I'm sure some other progressive contractors out there and some, so there's some pretty big brains out there trying to work on this. But the problem is there is no one size fits all. You might live in a sort of a Tudor barn. I live in a Victorian terraced house. If you think about all the different house types that are out there, You can't take a technology and sort of, you know, project it onto a given property, because you might have, or in your case, if it was a medieval barn, you won't have cavity walls, but I certainly don't have cavity walls. So it requires a lot of thought, effort and energy, and it's bloody difficult, to be frank. And I think that's why most of the agenda appears to be focused on the new builds, because guess what? It's easy.
And yet it performs such a tiny proportion of the market. So there's a, you know, in one sense, it could be perceived as being a complete distraction. So much effort and so much focus on this tiny part of the market.
I think it is. I mean, no, I'm not trying to belittle it, because whatever we build now, we have to start thinking about the future. So we do need to start building sustainable, zero, or at least homes that produce very little, or certainly less carbon than they do today. But in terms of the big picture, yeah, that's not the problem at all. It's the existing housing stock.